term comes from the treatment of the meat with corns of salt. It features as an ingredient in many cuisines, including Irish American, Jewish, Caribbean, Philippine cuisine and Chamorro cuisine. It was popular during both World Wars, when fresh meat was rationed. Corned beef remains popular in the United Kingdom and is commonly used in sandwiches and corned beef hash. History. Although the exact beginnings of corned beef are unknown, it most likely came about when people began preserving meat through salt curing. Evidence of its legacy is apparent in numerous cultures, including ancient Europe and the Middle East. The word corn derives from Old English, and is used to describe any small hard particles or grains. In the case of corned beef, the word may refer to the coarse granular salts used to cure the beef. The word corned may also refer to the corns of potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter, which were formerly used to preserve the meat. 18th century Atlantic trade. Although the practice of curing beef was found locally in many cultures, the industrial production of corned beef started in the British Industrial Revolution. Irish corned beef was used and traded extensively from the 17th century to the mid-19th century for British civilian consumption and as provisions for the British naval fleets and North American armies due to its non-perishable nature. The product was also traded to the French for use in Caribbean sugar plantations as sustenance for the colonists and the slave labourers. The 17th century British industrial processes for corned beef did not distinguish between different cuts of beef beyond the tough and undesirable parts such as the beef necks and shanks. Rather, the grading was done by the weight of the cattle into small beef, cargo beef, and best mess beef, the former being the worst and the latter the best. Much of the undesirable portions and lower grades were traded to the French, while better parts were saved for British consumption or shipped to British colonies. Ireland produced a significant amount of the corned beef in the Atlantic trade from local cattle and salt imported from the Iberian Peninsula and southwestern France. Coastal cities, such as Dublin, Belfast, and Cork, created vast beef curing and packing industries, with Cork producing half of Ireland's annual beef exports in 1668. Although the production and trade of corned beef as a commodity was a source of great wealth for the colonial nations of Britain and France, in the colonies themselves the product was looked upon with disdain due to its association with poverty and slavery.